and welcome everybody to Locked On Lads TV. I am Peter Wilkinson and I'm going extremely high with the audio here. Apologies for that. I am here this week with Ryan Barber, and we're here to talk about the Australasian Supercars eSeries, which is here in round 15 at Kansas Speedway. Of all the great places that it can be at, Kansas Speedway is this week's beautiful track. You can see the cars screeching around there with all lights ablaze, ready to go for another great night. And we will have all the action to bring to you very, very, very soon. The race is about to go live. We do not have the grid here. We'll get it as they grid up and we'll work it out as we go along. We do have a championship to play out here tonight as well. We will get the latest on that very soon. Although I'm finding it hard to find it on the Facebook page where the results are for round 14. But we may not have that for you. But that's okay. I'm Peter Wilkinson and I'm here with Ryan Barber. How you going, mate?
Yeah, Pete, I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Things are going swimmingly right now, as you can tell. Everything's coming together. We've got Craig Roffey at the front of the grid tonight. How exciting is this? Troy Davison, the championship leader, alongside him. Cade Donnelly, Aaron Dillon next to that. Sim boys are all over the front of this grid. Jai Schultz, Ruben Phelps, Tom Pritchard, Greg Spencer, Todd Maxfield, Justin Witcher, Aiden Schultz, Adam Malone is your top 12. Raymond Yeage down in 13th. Kim Roffey from Middle Split Racing in 14th. Alan Geel, good to see him around, but he's in 15th tonight. Aaron Bryan down in 16th. Wade Sheedy's back in 17th. Nicholas Walsh is in 18th. Ash Nesser in 19th. Shane Nowens, haven't seen that name before, but he's in 20th. Stevie Hoppett's back in 21st. Shannon Blackburn in 22nd. Peter Gretton in 23rd. Trish Cock in 24th. Brett Campbell in 25th. Jamie Nankervis in 26th. Peter Jones rounding out number 27. Noddy Tompkins in 28th. Tim Blundell in 29th. And Michael Ladder, another new name, is rounding out the 30-strong field we have tonight. What is your experience, Ryan, with the one, the only Kansas Speedway?
Not too much. I've ran a couple cars around here. NASCAR Next Gen, NASCAR Cup. I've ran the truck and had a bit of fun in the supercars too, but Kansas, good track. Love watching it in real life too, so it's definitely going to bring us some good racing here. Naturally, iRacing does bring us amazing racing, and especially the Australasian Supercar eSeries. What I'm noticing here, Craig Roffey, Middle Split Racing on pole here tonight. I think it's his first pole position of the season so far, Wilco, and yeah, pretty impressive.
He is ready to take this field off for the first time tonight, as I'm pressing the wrong button. And here we go. Craig Roffey, first pole for the season we're going with. Troy Davis on the outside. They get a great start. Look at Cade Donnelly pushing up behind Craig Roffey. This is we're back to the old classic cookie cutter style NASCAR Speedway. There won't be much in the way of braking. This is almost super speedway in the V8 Supercars. They just stick to this road. You can see there Platinum Racing's very own that's not Aaron Dillon. What am I about to say that? Whoa, getting a very sideways is what I'm trying to get. Fourth place, Aaron Dillon. No, that's not right.
That looks like Jai Schultz. So you can see, Platinum Racing. He was getting down the bottom there a bit, trying to get the run on the Sim Boys entries. Gets a little bit loose there, but nothing too bad. Remember, cold tyres for the start of the race. We've got to let these Dunlop slick tyres warm right up before we can really punch them through. Tonight, only one set of tyres over the wall. They start on one set and they can move to one more, and then that's it. So these guys need to be able to look after these tyres. We have 134 laps in this one. Cade Donnelly has the lead at the moment over Craig Roffey, Aaron Dillon and Troy Davison. Todd Maxfield is also in 5th. So it looks like it's very dominant by the Sim Boys, as we usually see through the season. But how good's this one? How good's the start of the race? Craig Roffey back into the lead, holding his own.
Yes, we've seen a very good start there. So what happens on the back end, my timing screen has it all over the shop. They don't rate it by positions. That's what was getting me all out of whack. But it is Jai Schultz there in Platinum Racing's livery tonight. Not used to that. He's getting a run on the outside here, as you see Craig Roffey right down on the inside here. As I was mentioning, it's the old cookie cutter style, so not a huge amount of strategy in tonight, except for, as you mentioned, getting that set of tyres as far as you can, or getting to the end of the race. 134 laps, one spare set to use, and fuel. Fuel will be the king. Will we get a lot of racing tonight under green flag? Probably. These guys showed how good they were last week in the not so cookie cutter track that we raced at last week, and this week we will see them, the standards. There's only 30 cars here tonight, so there's not the chaos that we've seen from the start of the season, but these are 30 of the best VA Supercars and oval drivers you're going to see around. As you can see, look at that down the inside there. Jai Schultz trying to run for the lead here. He gets the run, almost comes to Troy Davison. Now, Troy Davison, we know he's got a championship to think about. None of his rivals are really up the front with him at the moment. As we know, Pinnacle goes back in tracks like this, susses it out and comes back, but Troy is not wanting to lose a bucket load of points tonight by coming to tangles with anyone, so he lets Jai through there right behind Craig Roffey. And we watch the Simboy domination of the front end of the race yet again. What do you expect from these cars tonight, Ryan?
Not too sure, but remember we do have the fight for the championship. The fight for the championship is on for the Australasian Supercar eSeries. Troy Davison leading the championship over Justin Witcher and Raymond Yeage, if I'm correct here. But Craig Roffey's also in that fight too. You never know what's going to happen. We still have quite a couple rounds left of the season, and we've seen throughout the season anything can change at a blink of an eye. One mistake made by a driver can completely change the way the championship goes, and that's what I'll be watching throughout this race, because Troy Davison will be looking at extending that lead tonight, and Justin Witcher and Raymond Yeage will be looking to close the gap to Troy.
We've still got 8 rounds to go, including tonight's race. There's plenty of racing to go. We are about 2/3 of the way through the season. So there is plenty of racing to go. Craig Roffey is never out of this as well. Don't forget the battle for the best Schultz is on with Jai Schultz and Aiden Schultz. Aiden's in 9th at the moment. Third is Jai. It's doing a great job here. That team battle is one of the most important ones as well for all these guys that are just new to the series. The team battle is going to be huge. Simboy's obviously putting their best foot forward tonight with a whole heap of cars up front. It just depends who they've nominated as their drivers, and we know Pinnacle's had not the best couple of weeks, the last couple of weeks, except for Raymond Yeage winning last week, but they've definitely had some shockers, so their lead has been cut. As you can see there, Cade giving Hot Toddy himself, just a little bit of a nudge there to get him forward to try and move along. The 3 deep Simboys there doing a great job. I have to go, so we haven't got last week's 3rd place getter in the field at the moment, so I can't see his new livery. Missed all that. So Code 9 doing a great job here, running as a team as well. We see a lot of this on these type of tracks, a lot of the team cars driving together, which is good to see. Code 9 doing a great job. As always, I need to face this microphone so you guys can hear me nice and clearly. Apologies. So much happening on, so much what I want to watch here tonight. As you can see, Pinnacle and Code 9. You can see the other one of Momentum in there. That would be Ruben Phelps all the way up there. But Jamie Nankervis, where is he? He's not here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like we're missing quite a few drivers here tonight. Some of the most notable is Darren McKenzie and Andy Barber, what I notice. But how good is this? Craig Roffey, Todd Maxfield up the front there in a battle. Look how close the racing is at the moment. No caution yet. We're going on to lap 12 once we cross the line here at Kansas. You can see everyone's splitting up a bit towards the back of the field. You can see a couple people grouping together, and some cars splitting off, but Craig Roffey still in the lead over Todd Maxfield, Jai Schultz, and Cade Donnelly. So he's definitely holding his own out the front there. Remember, he was in the pole position before this server came up. We did have our pre-qualifying where they tackled that, and Craig eventually got himself up into the 1st position, and he's holding it out beautifully at the moment. Look how good this is. We have a lot of Simboys entries there, Code 9 cars. We have middle split cars there. We have, a bunch of teams up the front there, all racing close. Look how close the racing is out the back of Craig Roffey. Looks like Jai down the bottom there in the Platinum Racing car, just giving him a bit of a tap, bit of a hurry up. and look how close it looks. You know what, Wilco, if I was in their situation at the moment, I wouldn't be able to run this close together for this amount of time. I'd be
My
freaking.
hands would be killing me. I would be gripping the steering wheel so hard, and with the DD I've got at the moment, it would I would be sweating it big time. This is as close a racing as you get. Let's go to the chopper. Let's have a look. Sim boys, 1, 2, 3 on the outside there, right nice and close to each other. That's the kind of stuff that makes you sweat when you're racing this close on a track like this. I love it. This is great to see. Ruben Phelps trying to be the person who hangs back a little bit. Unlike his season, he's self-proclaimed most penalty points in the series so far, but he's just hanging back off Troy Davison. Troy Davison enjoying that because, like I said, he does not want to get taken out here. Raymond Yeage doing his best to come up the field there. He's just on the back, done the push by Wayne Sheedy. I believe that is in front of him, Wayne Sheedy, but can't quite find a way past. But this is nose-to-tail racing if ever you have seen it. Let's go have a look here. Look at this field. All the lights are blazing. I've got to learn a lot from this tonight because I've got a race here on Wednesday night in the old Xfinity cars. So teach me your ways, all you guys in this field. But it's obviously a very different car on a track like this. Like we said, this promotes nice, close racing. 16 laps in, we're over 10% of the way through. Still green flag racing. We see normally around the 55, 56 lap mark is where these guys go for fuel. So it is easily a two-stopper, no matter what. It's just which one you take fuel in. Personal preference, Ryan, but would you be, if this goes green the whole way, which I don't think that's going to happen, but if it did, we've got 2 stops, where would you be taking your tyres? First one or the second one?
Not too sure. That's definitely a big call to make, especially when I'm not in the car. But usually, if tyre wear is pretty good, I'll just hang the tyres out as long as I can. Remember that we do have quite big crashes here. Last round at Phoenix, we didn't really have any incidents. I don't think we had many cautions either, so we did run pretty well there. But I do know if I did hang those tyres out as long as I could probably bolt on the new set right towards the end of the race and my last stop, or close to my last stop, get to the end, and if there's a caution, I'll be on the prime, on the good sticky rubber. That could probably elevate me up towards the front of the field if needs be.
Yeah, I believe that's probably where it should be. Tyres at the end are trumped anywhere else. Obviously, if you do want track position, chuck them on when you can, but you want to have them at the end. In these ones though, a lot of draft, a lot of easy way to tow your way through the field. So there is that option as well. This is just pack. I just wanted to get on close because Jai Schultz has been getting very close to Craig Roffey here. You see Raymond Yeage there trying to make a third line. Is he trying to go in between? Trying to drop down. There's no position there. He's knocking off the front of the Aaron Bryan there in the Code 9 car, but he does force his way into that low line. There's a long gaggle of cars now in that bottom line, but Raymond Yeage doesn't want to sit in there. He jumps out. It's an interesting little ploy. Doesn't look like he knows where he wants to be right now, but you can see there, starting to punch up again. We had a bit of a sort of an 8-pack at the front. Alan Gilles now less than a second off the lead. We got to go down top 13. Greg Spencer is a second off the lead in 13th place. Aiden Schultz only just behind him. This pack is thick as we go into turn 1 entry. No, let's turn 2 exit. Let's see where these cars are. There's your front pack. There is. That's Shannon Blackbird in the back there. That's Justin Witcher. Justin Witcher's down at 18th. There's that's the Toy Story car. Jeremy Nankervis is here. There you go. So Brett Campbell was back there. That's how much this field is strung out right now, but it's so close at the front. Very, very close, tight racing. It's weird seeing these Pinnacle cars aren't quite together as much as they usually are, which is surprising me. See Raymond Yeager's up front, Greg Spencer's just a little bit back, and then Justin Witcher's a fair way back for that. We usually see them 3 all cars next to each other. Raymond Yeager really wants to be at the front of this race. He wants to get a point for leading this race at some stage, and then you'll see him probably drop back. But is that where you see he's trying to do here, or do you think he's trying to lead from the front this week?
Not too sure. Bonus points are in play each week where drivers can do certain things to really bump up their points in the championship, and leading a lap or multiple laps is one of those bonus points, and that may be something that Raymond here in P6 may be looking for. Remember, he is the championship winner of last season, so he's definitely shown that he knows what he's doing. He has the pace, he has the speed, and definitely has the skills to get back up to the front there. But the championship fight's on. Raymond Yeage third in the series at the moment. Troy Davison just behind him in P7. He is leading the championship. So at the moment, just gathering up all the points you can get, and if Raymond does manage to get up to the front here and steal that point, that will help him towards the back end of the championship where it all matters.
It's fascinating. Like, we haven't seen Pinnacle do this at all for the last probably half of the season. You can see how aggressive he's being. Like, he's creating the third line. We're still over 100 laps to go. He's running consistently 3 wide. He really wants to get to the front. It's definitely something different from Raymond. Maybe, he won last week, but maybe he's wanting to try and push it and make that a thing for this week and see how it goes. Being at the front, we know one thing that does, it avoids any crashes that happen behind, and that's taken them out a few weeks where just unbeknownst themselves, they've caught themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time. But the way he's driving tonight, he's bringing that chance of crashes to himself a lot higher by going 3 wide through the middle of this pack. But he's lined up just behind Jai Schultz there. He's going to make... Jai Schultz has gone high. He's going to make advantage of that. You can see there on the outside of his car, he's actually got a little bit of a rub on it too. He's made a connection with either the wall or another car there at some stage of this race already. So you can see how dangerous it is. Points this part of the season, you don't want to be going and throwing them away with a silly mistake. But the person behind him is currently the championship leader. And we know that's something that they look at. They want to try and be as many points between them and the person in front. Currently, he's got a points advantage over Troy Davison, which is very important come the end of the season. 27 laps in, Ryan. What's going on? No, nothing but close, tight racing. This is great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's been respectful. Everyone's, for the most part, giving each other space. We do see the first 12 plus cars. I'm not too sure how many people are in that first pack, but there's a lot. They're giving each other all respect. They're leaving each other as much room as they would like to give. And we don't really see much contact there. We see Adam Malone up the top there next to Shannon Blackburn. They're having a bit of a battle coming down towards the back straight here. Draft in play as always. They'll be trying to just sit back, conserve all your fuel, conserve all your tyres, save it, because we know that every race or every round we have here for the Australasian Supercar eSeries, we always do have cautions, and those do happen quite often. But tonight, and last round, should I say, pretty good. Lap 29 so far. We're nearly 30 laps into this out of 134. About 105, 106 laps till the finish. Still a long way, but everyone's everyone's giving each other space and a lot of respect out there too.
Have a look at the inside, so the passenger side of Ruben Phelps's car. That has damage too. That's only can be done by hitting another car. Raymond Yeage's got the same, the alternate side, the driver's side. So I think they've come together at some stage. One's drifted up into the other at some stage. You see Raymond's actually given up on the 3 wide action, or something went wrong and he lost some positions and he's back down to 9th at the moment. So we're showing Shannon Blackburn there. Adam Malone, Kim Roffey's technically the last one in the lead pack. Actually, no, Jamie Nankervis, who the Ben I didn't think was here, is here. He's sitting 2 seconds off the lead as Shannon Blackburn goes backwards a little bit. As we got a caution. That's why he's going backwards a little bit.
There we go, lap 31.
Looks like there's some damage. The car behind him as well. Nicholas Walsh is into the pits. Let's have a look what happened to Nicholas Walsh. He's probably the one that's going to show us what's happening. He's already going slow at this stage when we've caught up with him. Oh, you can see the Toy Story car in front there. Oh, there we go. Who's that in front of him? That is number 119, I believe. Is that a 119? got to be Noddy.
Not too
It is
sure.
Noddy,
There we
yes.
go, Noddy. So we have Noddy there involved. I don't really remember who the other car is. So side by side here.
It's Nicholas
Come,
Walsh.
there you go, Nicholas Walsh, Noddy Tompkins side by side. And contact's made. Both cars go on the wall. Noddy upside down, rolls, and then gets dragged along the field.
The chopper, because that's going to tell us that I think Noddy's. I think they've come together. I think it's some close, tight racing. You can see Noddy sitting on that seam. Nicholas comes down, I guess, into him a little bit, but it is the start of the turn. Bit of miscommunication, bit of misunderstanding on when to turn in, and I've seen this in many oval races where someone turns in a little bit later than someone as a not natural thing, and you see the Toy Story car in the middle getting hit collected by Nicholas Walsh as well. But one turns down earlier, not realising that the other one's not about to turn down because he turns down a bit later and just collects the side of the car. But that's close. What close, hard racing does to you. You can see here, no one in front of him, no one behind him. Luckily, at the back of the field, there's only 3 cars that seem to be affected by that too much. But we have our first yellow, and we have everyone in the pits, as expected. And we have Jai Schultz leading the race. It is all changed.
Yeah, let's bring it back to last week as well in Phoenix. We did see Jai had the lead, and he was pushing hard. Had a gap up to 4 seconds too, and he was just taking the gamble, and eventually it didn't pay off, and he did have to pit towards the end of the race. But here we go. We have him first position out of the pits. And how good is that? Is this going to be a repeat of last week? Hopefully not. Hopefully he can make this strategy work. Craig Roffey, our pole sitter, in second too. So this is going to be a good battle at the front when we go green.
The interesting part about this very well-timed caution, we've got 100 laps to go. I said about 50-something to a tank. One more stop. All roughly around the same spot. It's that 80-lap mark is where we're going to see them start pitting in. That's going to be when they're going to be start guaranteed. This is one more stop race. If it goes green. Which, hey, we never know. It might work. Might go green. Craig Roffey's doing a great job. He hasn't moved around too much. Jai Schultz has moved up those 4 places. The other big mover is one Aaron Bryan there, sitting up 10 positions from where he started. Good job with that. Alan Gill, I mentioned he was making his way up through the field before. He's up 7 places. Wade Sheedy as well. He's up 8 places as well. There, Shannon Blackburn's up 8. Oh, I didn't notice this guy down here. Number 60, Michael Ladder. He's up 10 positions as well. Although he might have just shuffled down one in the thing. Kim Blundell doing a great job, up 10 positions as well. So all these cars doing a great job. We won't mention the ones going the other direction. We have Jai Schultz, though, leading the race as we go live yet again. He gets up high. Troy Davis is where he needs to be. He's running the perfect race he can for his championship aspirations right now. Just has to stay out of trouble. Jai Schultz drops down. Goes backwards.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. That's a choice. That's a decision. That wasn't loose. We did see him get loose, though, at the start of the other race. So maybe it is a mistake he's made. I didn't see any issue with the car, but he's still staying low. Let's just, we're going to hang with this unless... What could it be? There's another car. Wade Sheedy's going really slow on the inside as well. This is fascinating.
Could be a team strategy. You never know here. Australasian. But remember, we do have a fuel gamble at the moment. You did say 50 laps per tank. We have around 100 laps remaining. So that's going to be tight on fuel as well. And I think that might be a bit of a fuel strategy. If Wade is doing the same, both platinum cars are doing the same strategy, then that's a definite call for the strategy to save as much fuel as he can for the end.
That is, because it really looked like he didn't have the speed there. He just was lacking speed, but no, he's gone back. That's a huge move. He's gone back to his teammate. He's even dropping off him, though. He's got to be careful here. He's currently 6 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, that's weird. That's different.
Speed,
Not sure.
He's got to catch up here. Wade Sheedy's going down low. Anyway, let's go back at the front. It's where all the action is. We'll keep an eye on what happened there later on. Hopefully we get him in the booth and we get to find out exactly what that was happening. But Simboys 1, 2, middle split 3. Simboys 4, Simboys, no. Momentum and Code 9 are in there as well. Code 9 having 2 cars up the front. They're really good to see. Alan Gill and Aaron Bryan doing a great job moving up the field, but Simboys have control of this race. Look in front. Noddy Tompkins is about to go a lap down, or probably a second lap down, actually. It is. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully he stays out of the way of the other cars. We are 38 laps into 134 at Kansas Motor Speedway, which is brought to you by the beautiful people at My Private Seller. Go check them out. Go see what they do. If you need a seller in your house, go check them out because they are supporting this series. So we need to support them. Ruben Phelps gets high into Aaron Bryan, but doesn't quite come to connect with them. As we see, a little bit of smart racing here. Nose to tail, one line from the leaders. Really good to see. Obviously, Locked On Lads TV brings you all the action each week. United Electrical Solutions is another sponsor of this series. Go check them out. Hot Toddies, we talked about Toddy leading the race before. Hot Toddies heating installs. The Sim Racing Edge, Pagnian Advanced Simulations. If you need any simulation gear, go check them out. And Witcher Electrics are the sponsors of this series. Go support the guys that help bring you this amazing series each and every week till November, I think we head to at the moment. So start of November is the end of the season. Big finale coming up. Jai Schultz watch and Wade Sheedy watch sitting together about half a second apart, 8 seconds off the lead going backwards. That is interesting. But up the front here, I hate to say it, Ryan, but it's boring racing. These guys are nose to tail and not doing any biffing and barging. What's going on here? The Code 9 ones are starting to push around the outside here and trying to make a move happen.
Not sure. It looks like they've been a bit kind of each other. They are leaving room for the most part. We did see Noddy Tompkins and Nicholas Walsh get together early in the race, calling that caused our caution earlier. But apart from that, they've been keeping quite a high rank of respect with each other. We have Troy Davison, Aaron Dillon out in the front also. So, yeah, up the front, single file, everyone's taking care of each other. We have a car. Looks like that's Aaron Dillon. Have a look at the Kate Donnelly. Have a look at the outside of Craig Roffey there. So moves are being made, but strategy is coming into play with this one. Fuel has now came into this. We may have either a one-stop strategy here tonight if they can bring the fuel as far out as they can, fill their tanks and get to the end with very minimal fuel. That's going to be one of our strategies. Or do you come in earlier, put tyres on, go out, come back in, and then get to the end? So it could either be a one-stop here from now, or it could be 2 more stops to the end of the race. We'll see later on.
Aaron Dillon has just decided I'm in front, and I'm taking the line that I want. I don't care about everyone else. High to low, moving in front of everyone. I love to see it. He doesn't care. You see he's driving around pretty well there. Let's have a look at what he sees from his rear wing, though. You watch this. Everyone's in a nice little neat line playing, high line and low line, and he's like, nah, I'm playing both lines, and you're just going to have to come around me and make me stop doing it. Good. Look at this. Look at the track. These cars nicely spread out here yet again. 10 seconds off the lead now, Wade Sheedy and Jai Schultz. So that's an interesting, I don't know what's going on there. This rate, it's only a 31-second lap. They're 1/3 of a lap down on this rest of the field here. Let's go back and see. There's definitely no damage to that car, is there?
Yeah, no way. We don't see damage to either Wade or Jai. This has to be strategy. They have to be sitting back on purpose.
At this stage, they did a yellow, though.
Yeah, they're gambling on the caution to bring them back into the race. So the question is, what if we don't go caution? They would have just shot themselves in the foot, but the Australasian Supercar eSeries, we have the clean racing, but there will be a caution later. We can almost guarantee you that here on Locked On Lads. But how good is this racing so far? Clean, quick, pretty close as well. What more would you ask for?
Oh, nothing else, but it's interesting again. So we've got to restart. We've got Greg Spencer sitting out on his own again, trying to bridge this gap, and he's doing it pretty successfully. He's grabbed the draft. He's got a little bit of rub down the outside of his car too. That's interesting. But Raymond Yeage is behind there. The Pinnacle cars still not really together like we normally see them, which is just really staying off. He definitely doesn't want anything to happen to him. He's happy being back there, looking after his tyres, looking after his fuel. You can definitely know he's going to change his tyres right at the very end, the last possible chance he gets, because he's looking after them right now. He'll move up whenever he wants, but usually we see them right next to each other, but just not tonight. The other one we usually see nose to tail with each other is this guy here, Jamie Nankervis, who I didn't think was in the race, but you can see they're spread out. So you've got Tristan Cock back here, as we go back to him, and we've got Ruben Phelps pushing up in the front group here, so they're not together at all. This is very weird, opposite to what we normally see, but you can see now just behind those two cars, Raymond Yeage and Greg Spencer making that push. They've got back onto this lead group. They are within a second of the lead. Kim Roffey's even within a second of the lead. Craig Roffey, there's lots of movement up here. So we've missed something up front. Aiden Schultz pushing his way through the field as well. But there's some cars that got very loose there. We almost had a caution and we definitely lost a couple of cars that were pushing for that lead. In one, Craig Roffey back down to fifth there. So let Cade Donnelly get a little bit of a jump from the pack as well. He's got a little bit of a lead now. That won't last long. I assume he'll go back to the pack pretty quickly. I assume there, Ryan?
Yeah, I assume that too. Fuel in play here. He's pushing quite hard. Cade Donnelly there over Alan Gill, who's in second place. How good's that? But there is a 5/10 gap at the moment between Cade and Alan, and it looks like it's starting to kind of sit there, not really moving too much, going back to 4/10, and he's staying at that. So he's definitely trucking along at the front there, just extending the gap a bit, or maintaining the gap, should I say. But is that really a good call to make this early in the race? I'm not too sure, but as always, we do see what's going to happen later on in the race. So many different factors can come in here tonight. Fuel, tyres, cautions, the racing in general. You never know. There could be one big crash that takes out half the field. You never know what's going to happen. But how good's this racing so far? Cade Donnelly out in the lead. Alan Gill, Troy Davison, Craig Roffey's your top four. Ruben Phelps, one of our race winners in the season here so far. He's in fifth as well. Todd Maxfield, he's in sixth position. But Southern Stars, Skypoint Racing cars together. Tom Pritchard there, eighth position. Aiden Schultz, he's in 10th with Adam Malone behind him. But also behind the Stars cars, also Raymond Yeage, Justin Witcher, Greg Spencer, all three cars are together. Is their strategy going in there as well? Are they going to work together during the race to get to the end? Or, we never know what's going to happen. Kansas, good track, good racing. And we can see how well the Supercar eSeries drivers here are tackling this one.
Just trying to show you. So this is all the way back here. They're half a lap down. This is Wade Sheedy and Jai Schultz here. How far back they are right now. That's half a lap. Fascinating. I love to see it. All kinds of weird stuff happening here. You see Raymond Yeage, I believe that is getting really low down on the inside there. Coming back up, doing a great job of maintaining where he wants to be, just a second off the lead. Don't want to go too much further than that. Finally, the Pinnacle cars. Witcher has made his move and moved up the pack. All three of those cars find themselves on the same bit of tarmac yet again for this series, which is something I've been waiting 54 laps to see into this race. We have now got 80 to go. This car's been going for 22 laps. They can go for another 30 odd laps before they need to pit. Ooh, Craig Roffey and Ruben Phelps come side to side up the front there as well. And is that Tom Pritchard going a little bit higher there, being squeezed out to be the third car high? Have to give up positions to Aaron Dillon and there's so many A's here. Aaron Bryan and Alan Dillon, and then chuck Adam Malone in there as well. Why not? And that's pushed Tom Pritchard way back. But look at the front here. Troy Davison, Aaron Gill, and Craig Roffey have now become their own little pack as they chase down Cade Donnelly as well. Can't be good for Cade's fuel. He will be using fuel more than anyone else on the track right now, keeping that position. But these three actually go behind there. Todd Maxfield's got no boot.
Wow, that's interesting. That would have been from some sort of rear contact.
Yes.
He would have been hit hard to get that amount of damage.
So who's got a dented front end? That's severe. That's Hot Toddy doesn't lose a rear like that. I know it's going to help him with speed.
Drag.
Yeah.
He just brought a low drag setup to Kansas.
That might be the Sim Boys have made a strategy there. The Sim Boys have taken the car out. They're going to get Hot Toddy to the front here. But that's very interesting. Obviously split up. That's what split up this front pack. There was a fairly major moment there. Toddy's come out the worst for wear. I can't see anyone else. Sean Nowens is into the pits though. And Aaron
a bit of a scrape down his side as well.
Have a look at Aaron Dillon's front left there and down the left side. We've got a caution here. Caution. It is Shane something's happened to Shane. Let's go back 30 seconds and have a look what's happened there. I was just going to say, down Aaron Dillon, though, has got damage to the front right of his car.
So we have Shane coming in the pit lane on a limiter. Comes down. Yeah, definitely something happened before.
Nah, this is too long for it to be the caution.
Yeah, that's interesting. I can't really notice many people that are away from the field. We have Brett Campbell that's 25.
Around this time, so let's go to the drone the blimp. Let's see if we can pick up anything. What's the car that's already in the pit lane? That's Noddy. Has Noddy had another problem? No, because it would have gone yellow by here as well. So Noddy's just in the pits. That's bizarre. I don't know what's caused that. It's not his pit entry, because he's in pit entry. Wouldn't have slowed anything out. Okay, so what I want to go, we've got a little bit of time here. Let me get Toddy on board. Todd Maxfield. Let's see if I can go back fast enough. Let's see if we can find out where his car is. He's got a boot there, doesn't he? He's got a boot. He's got a boot. Something's going on with the camera. Oh, he doesn't have a boot there. I think he blinks out, and then I think he comes back in. Yes, there it is. So he doesn't blink out. He doesn't hit the wall. Let's have a look at full speed. 629 of Aaron Bryan. The car in front, Ruben checks him up. Ruben Phelps is way down the pack here right now. So Ruben, that's that contact that I said up front. So Ruben comes in contact with Craig Roffey. Craig Roffey gets the front. Ruben gets slowed down. Toddy comes up the back. No time to think. And then Aaron Bryan. So let's have a look quickly. Aaron Bryan on board with him before we got to go live again. That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Let's have a look at real time what happens here. No time to react at all. This is just an unfortunate racing incident.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, but I can say the Simboy car we did have a look at a bit earlier. You know what, I reckon? We can't find the theory for that one. So I'll just say, when he came in at the caution during our first caution, boot went up, bolts came out, low downforce setup. You know, here we go, sorted that out. But here we go. Troy Davison, Kay Donnelly at the front here, locking out the front row for the restart. Once we go double file, Justin Witcher, Todd Maxfield, third and fourth. But how good is this? Aiden Schultz, Adam Malone, Tom Pritchard together. Alan Giles also there in eighth position. Jamie Nankovis, Tristan Koch together too. So we do have quite a strong top 10, but we can't discount the guys down the back. Strategy is in this one, and the safety car lights are out, so we're ready to go green this lap.
We are ready to go green this lap. Josh Schultz, Wayne Sheedy, Josh Schultz, Raymond Yeage, Wayne Sheedy are all sitting in the pit lane right now getting more fuel. They've got to get out and catch up to this field pretty quickly. Josh Schultz has decided that after his fuel exploits of last week, he's not going to make the same mistake yet again. Raymond Yeage just chucked in. Maybe he got some damage repaired. But they need to get around. They need to catch up to this field. Just out of interest, of all the cars on the at the moment on the lead lap, there is Josh Schultz, Wayne Sheedy, Raymond Yeage are the three cars that have made 3 stops. Everyone else is only done 2 stops, so they've done 2 stops in this stint. Keep an eye out for them making track position at the end of this race. We do need to have at least one more stop before we go. I'd assume they don't have fresh tyres. There will be some cars in this pack as we see Troy Davison lead this pack away in just a moment. Some of these guys will be on fresh rubber just to try and get that track position up right now. We won't know who that is until we start seeing them come up through the pack. But Troy Davison jumps. Kay Donnelly obviously gets the call, goes with him. Witcher in third, unable to go with him, but that's a huge move from Witcher. Toddy in behind that. And that is, down the inside, is that Malone? No, that's Schultz. Schultz doing a great job coming all the way up the field. That's the Aiden variety, up 7 positions from the start of this race. Up 17 positions, Jamie Nankovis in position number 9 right now. What a job he's doing tonight. And these guys are away. These two at the front here. Championships on the line. And they're both doing a great job maximising the amount of points they get. You see what Justin Witch will get a leapfrog here in a moment. Get himself to the lead for a lap. Get that bonus point on the way. We've got Aaron Dillon going extremely slow. He's in the pits. There's a whole heap of cars that are going slow at the moment on track, but no caution. Kim Roffey's gone down. Greg Spencer is back. We've had some action here on the restart that we've missed.
You know, what I've also noticed, we didn't see what happened in the last caution that we had, but on our timing screens, Kim Roffey, 5 laps down. Peter Jones, 5 laps down, out of the server. Noddy Tompkins, 19 laps down, still in. Nicholas Walsh, 33 laps. Peter Grennan, 33 laps, both out the server. So we've had quite a few cars out already in this race. We only have 24 cars still on, 23 cars still on the lead lap. Troy Davison, look how good he has it at the front. Aiden Schultz, 52 Southern Stars car, he's kicking it into gear. He's moved it up to the front and he's looking at taking the lead of the race. Justin Witcher sitting behind him. Can he get a bit of a push from Justin? We will see very shortly. Adam Malone's also up there. Their teammate Tom Pritchard is sitting back in 8th position. But how good's this? The battle up the front is pretty close. We see some pretty nose-to-tail action here for round 15 of the Australasian Supercar eSeries here at Kansas. But the racing has provided us really well here tonight, Wilco. We have had 2 cautions here tonight, but apart from that, pretty good racing.
Yeah, it is. Witcher almost come up back of Aiden Schultz there. Almost had his nose cut off. It's allowed Adam Malone to get up in that little gap there as Witcher had to check himself up. But this front pack is doing a great job of sticking together and not causing much trouble. Keep an eye for Tom Pritchard. I reckon he's on fresh rubber. He seems to be going a little bit faster than what he usually does according to my timing stats. I showed Greg Spencer before. He has some problems. He's way off the pace right now, which is unfortunate for Pinnacle Esports. Tristan Koch sitting in position 11th at the moment for Momentum Racing up 13 places. I suspect he may even be on fresh rubber at the moment. We will find out if he can get him to the end of the race and get up on that podium. But Aiden Schultz takes the lead of this race away from Troy Davison as the top line gets a run. Adam Malone's going to drop down, and he's going to get himself the lead of the race as he blinks in and out of the server, which is not a good sign. He wants to cross that line, get that bonus point as we come around to the stadium. Packed stadium here. He will cross the line here, take the shortest part across. Gets the lead of the race. You can see Witcher now. Witcher wants that as well. Witcher gets down low, gets a bit of a run. He's going to push Malone and jump up high at some stage here and let Aiden push him around to get the lead right there. It's as if I've called it. But look at the run he's got. Maybe if I focus the camera on him, we might be able to see this run. Aiden Schultz needs to get up behind him. Cade Donnelly needs to get up, push him along. And they need to get this lead of this race back off Adam Malone. But he's not going to get it this time. But he comes down low. Has he got the speed? He cuts across. He's got the inside run now. That will help him when he finishes this lap to get that one extra point. Although he has no one behind him to help. Everyone has vanished. He goes up the top line though. The top line is massive now, 7 deep. And this will guarantee him the lead of the race as he drags his Commodore into 3. Going into 4 as we see just up ahead his teammate Greg Spencer is really not having a good time and hopefully won't get in his way as he does get that bonus point for leading a lap of this race. Does he stay up the front? Does he go back down in the field now? Anyone's guess as we're 72 laps into 134. That magical number of about 80 is looming very close. If we get a caution anytime soon, we might see the final stop of the race. If not, we're going to see some green lap racing. Some people push it to the end, some people not push it to the end. All is up for grabs at the moment. What a night of racing this is, Ryan. And what's your pick of cars at the moment? Who's got the speed that you think will get them onto the podium?
Not too sure. So many strategies split between the drivers at the moment. Some new tyres, some old tyres, different fuel levels, and ultimately they're all in different strategies just all together. So towards the end of the race, that's when we really see it all put together. Some of the drivers here may have a partner with them to help them, to calculate stuff for them, just to help them out. You never know. But at the moment, Justin Witcher out in the lead at the moment, doing pretty well, holding his own over Adam Malone and Aiden Schultz. But how good's the racing? My pick, can't say. But it looks like Adam there has quite a lot of.
You've got pit stops.
Quite good speed at the moment. Same with Aiden. They're at the front there, and then the Sim boys always have a chance at winning one of the races. Seeing that they have 5 to 6 cars in here already. But here we go. Green stop racing so far. Jamie Nankervis just up on the jacks, fills up and drops to the deck, and he's getting out back on track. 1 lap down from the leader. Green stops at the moment. Interesting.
That's 60 laps out. That's a long time. I think he thinks he can get home. He's going to get the lucky dog. No, he's not even going to get that. He's got 2 cars ahead of him. He's got to get... That's a weird one. That is earlier than I would suspect, and that's put him in a position where I don't think he can come back from unless he drives really well and somehow gets a few more people. That's bizarre. Sorry, Jamie, but you were doing so well. I don't know what's happened there. Anyway, let's get back to the front of this race. Raymond Yeage is another one that's surprising me right now. He's way off the pace. He's back with Jai Schultz and Wade Sheedy. Remember, they couldn't catch up to the front of the pack, I assume. I thought they did, though, but they're running well back. They're saving fuel big time with Greg Spencer. And in front, Jai Schultz, Wade Sheedy. Stevie Hoppett's not. He's missing the rear end of his car, though, as well. He's got that aerodynamic package that Hot Toddies is spitting out. He's decided to go with that. That must be part of the Sim Edge Racing, Sim Racing Edge setups, I assume. Let's get as many sponsors in as we can. As we see the battle at the front. Alan Giles back up the front. He's going to lead a lap here. Justin Witcher's not going backwards in the pack. He wants to be at the front of this race when everything goes. Everything happens. You can definitely see Hot Toddy's car sitting right there in the middle with no rear end. In with a great shot. Aiden Schultz is doing a great job at the front here as well. Adam Malone, we haven't seen him up the front here for a while. Good to see him back. in the thick of it. Tim Lundell, shout out to him. Let's go have a look at his car. He's 13th. He's up 16 places. Started 29th. Doing a great job here tonight in the... Can't even read that. But I know he's racing with a few wheeler boys. But the 81 there of him doing a great job behind Ash Nesser. Ash Nesser's doing a good job as well. We'll want to see him back on the podium again at some stage. But this front pack is really heating up for deep. Cade Donnelly's just dropped off. We did mention about his fuel being out on his own. He obviously had to fill up a little bit longer than everyone else before. The interesting one is Craig Roffey. I don't know, his timing thing must have been out because he was stopped for 42 seconds compared to 24. But like I said, these guys down the back there, they're 16, 17 seconds off the lead racing together. They've stopped 3 times, but they've also lost a lot of time on the lead pack. Multiple yellows needed to get them back up. Keep an eye on Jamie Nankervis, who has to get past Shane Newans.
Shane Newans.
Message me how to pronounce your name. But he's got to get past him, who is 3 seconds down the pack from him, to be in lucky dog position to get that lap back if and when we get that next caution.
And you know what? I got the bus here, and I'm ready to throw people under it. Aiden Schultz here, 4th position, car 53. Bit of a fun fact for everyone here at home on Locked On Lads. Aiden got his supercar practice in earlier today. Wilco went down to Queensland Raceway here in Queensland, jumped in one of the supercars and did some running. So there we go, throwing him under the bus. We saw a bit of close racing there, a bit of a bump. You never know. Let's start throwing everyone under the bus. But how good is this? Alan Gill out in the lead. He's pulling a 4/10 lead at the moment. He's doing an awesome job. He's up 14 positions from where he started. He started P15. He's in 1st position. He's pulled a nice gap. 0.3 of a second. It's coming down. Justin Witcher, Adam Malone, Aiden Schultz, the front of the pack starting to really catch back up to Alan after he extended his gap of the lead. But how good's this? Everyone, it's P20 and up, is on the lead lap. The 2 last cars on the lead lap. Wade Sheedy, Jai Schultz. Remember, we do have their strategy that we saw early in the race. We may see that they're trying to extend the fuel as much as they can to get to the end. Maybe they're sitting back and hoping for a caution. We don't know here, but what I can tell you is that most of the time when Jai and Wade make these strategy calls, it'll pay off, and we'll see towards the end of the race how well these plans will pay off.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick update here on a lot of things, so bear with me. We are 50 laps out here. We are within stopping distance and green flag. They're looking for a yellow right now. They're 24 laps into a stint, which gives them about 30 laps. In the next 30 laps, they need a yellow flag to get that final stop done. Otherwise, we're going to see green flag stops. Jamie Nankervis has taken the lucky dog position. He's overtaken Shane Newans, so he is in prime spot. If we get that final yellow, he can jump the field and get back up the front of the race as soon as he can. Then Wade Sheedy, Jai Schultz, and Raymond Yeage, 20 to 22 seconds off the lead. They're getting very close to going a lap down. Keep an eye out for that. Peter Jones is sitting and watching from the stand right now. He's asking where the hot dog stand is because he's hungry, but he's also watching the race. He's unfortunately retired from the race. And Stevie Hall, the one, the only, the most famous person we've got, the crowd favourite. He's in our chat at the moment watching the race. He's got a new job, hence why he's missed a few weeks. Hopefully he's back soon and enjoying his new job. But that's a quick update of what's happening around the grounds. And let's get back to Alan Gill in front, Justin Witcher second, Adam Malone 3rd, Aiden Schultz 4th, Aaron Bryan in 5th, who we saw had that little mix-up with Todd Maxfield, who's in 6th, Craig Rockford in 7th, Troy Davison 8th, Tom Pritchard 9th. Tristan Koch has made his way into the top 10. Look out for this guy. He's on a flyer. He's got Todd Maxfield in his sights, and it's all happening here tonight. And we are in the final stages of this race where everything will start happening. Jamie Nankervis is going slow on my timing monitor. He's not, as far as I'm concerned. Ignore that. It's all happening here. We've got Raymond Yeage. You can see behind him. Raymond Yeage is 21 seconds off the lead. When was the last time you heard that in a race like this where he hasn't had an accident, right?
Yeah, that's right. And accidents usually happen in this race. We do have cautions that come into play every race, but at the moment they're doing pretty well. We have. Sorry for that.
Jai Schultz car. There's something on there.
Yeah, looks like he kind of pushed up to the wall. Maybe had some contact with people. We never know. But what I can say, the championship standings, I did mention before earlier, Troy Davison's our leader of the championship, and he is currently sitting P8 at the moment. So that's really coming into play too. Justin Witcher, Raymond Yeage, P2 and 3. They're sitting towards the back of the grid too. So I wonder what we're going to see from them. How are they going to close the gap of the championship up? And yeah, see what's going to happen later.
There's a real gap here that's formed between these four at the next track. Let's go look at Todd. Todd's back here. He's got a group to his own. Craig Roffey, though, is leading this chasing pack. It's really formed into the lead pack and then the peloton pack that's chasing them down. But they're not chasing them down. They seem to be going backwards, if anything. This front pack, really, we can see them. The four of them. Nose to tail, not doing anything silly, not fighting, not anything like that. Aaron Bryan's bridged that gap. He's going to have the, he's half a second off this pack, so he's got the draft. He'll catch up. It will be 5 very soon, which is great to see. Good job from him. But the gap back to the next group is now 6 seconds. It's really going back. 26 seconds is all the way back to Jai Schultz, who's the last car on the lead lap in car number 20. You can see there Greg Spencer in front's about to go another lap down. Cade Donnelly has pitted. He's blinked. He's come in. He's going to do the green stop, pit stop. And the next one is Ruben Phelps is making that call as well. We have it happening, people. 32 laps into stints. And people are making that final lap, final pit stop call right now. We know that the likes of Raymond Yeage, Wade Sheedy and Jai Schultz can push the furthest of the cars out there on track right now. They've saved fuel and they also took that extra fuel last stop. I can see here Tristan Davison. No, they're just having a bit of a battle here at the moment. We are starting to see the leaders or the potential people who have a chance to win this race making stops. You can see there. You just see it as we went back to the leaders. Cade Donnelly 2 laps down though from it. Unfortunately, that's going to put him out of this race. I can't see him coming back from 2 laps down. He's only just gone 2 laps down, but that's hurt him. He's got to battle to the front of this pack. He needs to be on the front of this pack if there's a yellow.
Yeah, if there's a yellow, you may see other cars. Naturally, as they transit through the pit lane, they'll drop a lap down from the leaders, but maybe if everyone else pits, he may be the first person to get lucky dog, but you never know what's going to happen. Fresh rubber, like you just said. Lap 94, it doesn't surprise me that in the closing stages here, we do see some new rubber being put on the supercars.
I wonder if that's what forced a few of these cars to come in, that they are getting to the point where they're losing that much time. With Kyle, where what he doesn't want is a yellow flag right now. He wants it right now. He's now only 1 lap down. He's got his lap back, and he's now balling the front. That's the difference that fresh tyres can make as he now pushes back up this pack. But like you were talking about lucky dogs, he's got 3 other cars in front of him. Although Craig Roffey's just pitted as well. So he's having that problem. Tim Blundell's coming in. It's all happening here. Who can stay the longest? Who can not? Oh, as we get Alan Gill and Aaron Bryan and Justin Witcher getting very close there. Too close for 40 laps to go. In a back of 5 that got this race under control right now. But you see, look at the speed difference. Cade Donnelly's belting away from them right now. He's not using draft. He's not doing anything. He's just got fresh rubber.
Yeah, remember the fresh rubber's also going to bring quite a lot of pace to the drivers too. We'll see gaps extending from the people that don't have the fresh rubber, but ultimately towards the end of the race, the people that hang out with the rubber the most will have the freshest towards the end. So we'll see how that balances out towards the end of the race.
So we have seen Wade Sheedy go a lap down. That's without stopping. And we're about to see Jai Schultz, you can see him just ahead there, about to go a lap down as well. That's very important for those guys. I don't think they can come back from here. Raymond Yeage has done well to stay 22 seconds off the lead, but he really needs a yellow now to catch himself back up. Talked about the championship before, which was good to point out. Troy Davison 10th, which are in second. That's the difference that we need to look at for championship. Raymond Yeager is not having a good night as far as championship points goes, but it seemed to be a decision he made. Okay, Donnelly front. He seems to not be getting the run that he was getting before though. Up there, but Noddy Tompkinson's about to go another lap down. Hopefully he gets through there pretty well. Ash Nessa. Let's shout out to Ash Nessa. Up to 6 at the moment. Obviously, stops have played a big part in that, but he's just getting under Todd Maxfield there and really pushing up. He is now that car that's just off the lead pack. So the next car in front of him is that lead 4/5, lead 5 that we were talking about before. So he's done a great job getting up there. Also, Tristan Cox not far away from him. We see Tom Pritchard blinking. He's come into the pit bay and he will get his fresh rubber and fresh tyres. Troy Davison's making the same call. He's getting it out of the way now. What these guys do not want is a yellow right about now.
Yeah, and towards the closing stages here of the race, 34 laps remain until we take the white flag. Alan Gill out in the lead. He's holding that pretty well. But I will say, everyone that puts their tyres on now and fills up, I believe they'll get to the end of the race. And fresh boots on these cars, they fly. So we really see the end of the race really ramp up here. We still have 12 cars on lead lap. Maybe 12 cars that haven't pitted yet. That's what I think, because everyone else has done about 3 stops or 2 stops to get to where they are now. So they're doing pretty good at the moment, but we'll definitely see more strategy coming into this race.
Yeah, look, of the cars that have stopped and are right to go to the end of this track, I think Jamie Nankervis is very close to the front of that pack. There's a question mark. He's already done 27 laps, though. I think he's got to stop again. I think he's in that weird Jai Schultz position of last week where I think he's still got to stop, but we'll wait and see. So that puts Craig Roffey at the front. We need to watch out where Craig Roffey comes out. Is when Alan Gill, Aiden Schultz, and Justin Witcher, Adam Malone, and Aaron Bryan come out of the pack. That's the battle we're looking for right now. Is where they rejoin compared to Craig Roffey. Like I said, Jamie Nankervis has been out there 29 laps. We've still got 30 odd to go. He can't do 60 laps on a tank, or can he? Let's see. That's the wild card right now. The other problem he's going to have is tyre wear at the end of this race. Will be a problem for him. What's going to happen? Who's going to be next to blink? Brett Campbell, Stevie Hoppett. No, not them. Although he does get down low, but he's not coming in. Who's going to pit stop next? Oh, what's going to happen? When are these guys going to do it? Yes, there was someone pitting off in there. That was Stevie Hoppett. I did call it. I just called it too early. There he goes, coming in. So the top 10 are on the lead lap. I think the top 11, 12 need to pit still. Top 13, I reckon, still need to pit. Which gives us this guy's leading. Or this guy. One of these two, Alan Gill, or Craig Roffey, are the leaders of this race.
Yeah, how good's that? Yeah, how good's that? Justin Witcher is in the fight for the championship here too, so he's doing really well there. Still yet to pit. We still have quite a lot of cars that still need to go through the pit lane to be able to make it to the end of the race. But if I'm right, it looks like if people are taking a 3-stop strategy, Raymond Yeage is probably in the best position at the moment. But
He
if
took that
not,
extra
Jai
stop.
Schultz.
He took that extra stop on the yellow caution, so he's still got to do another one.
All right, there we go. Then Jai Schultz will be the next one that's in the prime position.
Alan Geel was leading this race. He's now in the pits. We are looking for Craig Roffey, where Craig Roffey comes out compared to Alan Geel. This is where we know what the current situation of this race is. Just to give you a quick update. Craig Roffey is 1.5 seconds ahead of Kay Donnelly. 4 seconds back is Ruben Phelps. 7 seconds back is Tom Pritchard. Todd Maxfield is then just behind him. And Troy Davidson, remember, he was in 10th. He's slightly off the back of Tom Pritchard, who's about 10 to 12 seconds off Craig Roffey. Let's have a look. Alan Geel, where are you and when are you coming out? He comes out now. Let's see where he comes out with. Let's ride on board. He comes out of pit lane. Craig Roffey's still got a fair way to go. Let's go back on Craig Roffey. He's coming around. This is pit entry here. Pit exit here. You can see down that car. Is that him down the inside? Is that Alan Geel coming up in front? Looks like it is. We've got a race on our hands, boys and girls. They've come back to meet each other, even though they're on different strategies. This is where it is. The race for the lead, right there. Craig Roffey, Alan Geel. Even their strategies are very different. This is all going to happen as we see Justin Witcher. Where will he come out? He needs to nail his pit stop. Just going to have a quick look. Alan Geel. Alan Geel had a slow pit stop compared to what he needed to do. So he went the longest. I don't know. Justin Witcher needs a better stop than 27.6 seconds for Alan Geel. Just to give you a an idea on what that is compared to, 27.6 for Alan Geel, 16.9 for Craig Roffey on the pit box. Justin Witch is currently at 15 seconds, 16 seconds. And he drops. That's a fast pit stop. That's 20 seconds. That's way quicker than Alan Geel. I think he's going to come out way ahead of Alan Geel and be in the lead of this race, technically. As he comes out, let's go back and find out where Alan Geel is. Alan Geel's here, coming across the start-finish line, which is already around the other side of the track. He's got a significant lead. Will he get up to speed? Let's go on the gearbox and have a look. He's got a huge lead with that far better pit stop than Alan Geel. Aaron Bryan is also off the lead. You can see Aaron Bryan. Where he is. Justin Witch is well and truly in this race to win. You can see Aaron Bryan's way back here with this group. Jai Schultz is a problem. He needs to... No, he's picking... No, I don't know what's happening with Jai Schultz. He's going back even quicker now. I don't think he's stopping. And the front ones, Raymond Yeage and Ash Nessa are now stopping. But Justin Witch is going to inherit the lead of this race as he comes around the corner. And he has a significant lead over Adam Malone. 2.5 seconds. You just have a look at the front. You can see there. That's the gap for the lead. This is 1 and 2 right now. You're looking at 2 forward to 1. Slightly, basically the same tyres. Justin Witcher with 22 laps to go has this race in the bag. Would you agree, Ryan?
Possibly, but if we jump back to Jamin and Curvis and Aiden Schultz, there, look at them. They're together also to the battle for third. For the third spot on the podium's on, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars up the front there fighting for that third position so far. Aiden just ducks down the bottom there, holds the bottom line. He's in the lead at the, not in the lead. He's in the lead of this pack at the moment. P3 in the standings, doing really well there. We see a couple other cars: Alan Geel, Jamie Curvis, Aaron Bryan, Craig Roffey.
He's not part of this race for the podium. He is 40 laps down. He's got his hot dog and he's got back out on the track.
Yeah, that's right.
Curvis, that's the question mark in here. Oh, yeah, that is the question mark in here. Jamie Nankervis, he's been out there for 41 laps. We've still got 20 to go. 61 laps he's got to get this thing go to the end. Can he do it? Probably can. And it'll be tight if we go green, white, checker. He won't. He can't. There's no chance.
And the fight is on. I can see that the gap in the first and second position there, that's been maintained. Justin Witch is doing a great job out the front there. Where the action is going to be is where we're looking at now, the middle of the pack, the middle of the drivers. Everyone's together. Everyone's fighting for this position, but we are under caution on lap 115 out of 134. 20 laps to remain in the race, and now the caution flag flies.
Yeah, I'm trying to work this one out. The one I had was Greg Spencer's got damage, but he had damage and he's already done hits. I got a warning to say Jai Schultz had crashed. I couldn't see that happening. Greg Spencer's not the person who's caused this. No. So I reckon it's around here somewhere. So Jai Schultz, what happened to him? He's in pit lane. Did he have a crash? No, he did. Oh, what happened there? He's tried to come in the pits and then realised he wasn't gonna. That should not have brought out a caution though. Have you got anything, Brian?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. We can't really see a crash here, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the mystery one. Like I said, Jai Schultz had said had a crash, but that was just him trying to enter the pit lane incorrectly and then realising and pulling out of it. They're 3 wide over the back there, card worrying slowly, but that's not it. That is bizarre, but that has changed the whole complexion of this race. The race that we thought was Justin Witch's to lose is now anyone's to win. I'm not gonna find this, so let's just go. Apologies everyone, let's go live. Let's find out what's going on. Justin Witcher still holds the lead in this race. No one came in to stop at that stage except for, I'm looking for it, Jamie Nankervis did. He needed to splash. He got 15 seconds on pit box and he's come out. That could be tyres, but I'm sure he would have taken. Oh, maybe he didn't. Maybe he's got tyres for 20 laps to go. Ryan, how exciting would that be if Jamie Nankervis, sitting in 14th position, has fresh tyres right now for the rest of this race?
Well, you know what I think about that? Lewis Hamilton in Brazil, he started last in the grid and made his way through. That's what I'd imagine to happen. But you know what? Fresh tyres here at Kansas will definitely throw something in to play with the drivers. But a lot of these drivers are still on pretty fresh tyres.
Yes.
But 118 laps in, quite a few laps worth of usage on those tyres. You never really know. But the drivers that take the tyres now, those tyres will be cold until they come up to temperature. But we'll definitely see towards the end, once all the tyres are nice, hot and sticky, who's going to be able to utilise that grip the best.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just wonder if Jai Schultz was on racing line going slower than he should be, but it didn't have a 2x, so I wonder if that was the cause of it somehow. Anyway. Let's have a look. It's Justin Witcher, it's Adam Malone, it's Aiden Schultz, it's Aaron Bryan, Craig Roffey, Alan Gill, Kay Donnelly, Ruben Phelps, Troy Davidson, and Tom Pritchard is your top 10. Keep an eye out for 12th place. Raymond Yeage in the number 1 car has got all the positions he's lost back. Jai Schultz, unfortunately, is still a lap down. Ash Ness has got a lap down, and that Wade Sheedy's still a lap down. Stevie Hoppett's got a lap down, Brett Campbell's a lap down, and Michael Latta is a lap down. The top 15, all on the lead lap. Anyone from there can win this race.
Yep, top 15, all in contention to this one. Remember, we usually do have A bit of a crash at the end on the last lap too. Everyone's fighting for that number 1 spot at the end of the race. They trip over each other and then we have an incident. Who's going to be able to avoid that when it happens? Because 9 times out of 10 it is going to happen. But the lights are out on the safety car and we are ready to go green once again. In just a second, we have a car there in the background trying to catch up to the field too. Look who's left. A bit over than half the field remain in the race, but only a handful of people are still on the lead laps. But here we go, get ready to go green in just a second. Safety car, look at the banking, quite high banking than what Pocono was, also what Phoenix was also when we were there last round. Justin Witcher has the prime position here, yet we have Adam Malone on the outside there. Aiden and Aaron also in the second row. We're green once again, hopefully for the last time in this race, in this round here for the Australasian Supercar eSeries. 120 out of 134, 15 laps remain. Who's going to bring the W here tonight, and who's going to be able to do the celebration burnouts at the end of the race?
Remember, about 40, 50 laps ago, Justin Witcher got himself into the position where he was pushing for the lead, and he worked out where that run was perfectly to get that lead of the race, to get that bonus lap. He knows where it is. Another person who does that was Adam Malone. I'm sure Cade Donnelly knows how to do that. Aiden Schultz knows how to win a race as well. All these guys are in a great position. Alan Gilles done it before. He's won a race here as well. Well, not here, but and Troy Davison, championship leader. He's won races before. You can see Aiden Schultz there helping Witcher just go a little bit closer to him. Maybe get under his wing. Maybe get a little bit dirty. Lift that car up. But he's trying to push that car as well as he can. But you can't really do that with these V8s. But here we go. We have 13, 12 laps to go now. 12 laps to go. Jamie. No, that's Ruben Phelps in there. I was going to call Jamie Nankervis, but that's Ruben Phelps is right in there as well. We know he's got the speed to be able to do it. Quick look at Jamie Nankervis is back in 13th, still hasn't really moved anywhere. His teammate Trish... Oh, we've got caution. We've got a caution. What am I doing? Tom Pritchard is up on the jacks. Let's have a look what happened here. That's not the cause of a caution, Ryan.
No, so he's not even been slow. I'm not sure what happened there, but we can see.
What do you have this day? Yes, he gets hit. There it is.
Oh,
We got it this time, people. We got
contact.
it. We got it.
No need to panic. We got it.
We know what's happening now. I think that was that Jai Schultz? No, that's Stevie Oppett. Two become one. One goes high, one goes low. They get the same bit of tarmac at the same time. Brett Campbell comes out worse for wear. Racing incident. We will see what the people think about that. Go to Australasian Supercars eSeries Facebook page and watch what they think of that. After the race, the judiciary will go through and find out what they think. Let's go live so we don't miss anything. Cade Donnelly leads this race with very few laps to go. You see there, was that Aaron Bryan getting a lucky dog? No, Wade Sheedy getting a lucky dog. That's who that was, flying around the outside. Let's go back. Let's thank My Private Sellers for them being the major sponsor of this series. They're doing a great job doing that. Locked On Lads TV, we are bringing all the action to you. United Electrical Solutions is also lending its support. Hot Toddy's Heating Installs is lending its support to this wonderful series. The Sim Racing Edge is another one of the major sponsors, one of the sponsors for this series. Pagny and Advanced Simulations as well, and Witcher Electrics are the people that help bring this awesome series to you. Less than 10 laps to go. The idea of a green-white checker is becoming more and more certain as we go on. But we won't have more than we'll have single digits left, people. Count them on your hand. That's what's going to be left as we go around for one last time under pace car before we go battling for the win. You know how much all these boys and girls want this. They will do anything to get this. We still have 15 cars on the lead lap. Wade Sheedy got that spot back. I don't know who we lost off the lead lap. Must have lost someone. But anyway, top 15 are there, ready to go. Lights are still on the pace car.
But also, 10 laps to go. You'll tick over to 9 once the safety car crosses the line. We're still single file. Kay Donnelly out in the lead. Justin Witcher in second. Craig Roffey, our pole position getter. He's in third. Aiden Schultz is in fourth. Can't discount the top 10 just in general. We do have 15 cars on lead lap 2. Anyone's race to win here tonight. We have 9 laps to go. It's closing really quickly. We're going to see very soon what's going to happen, what's going to be the outcome of this one. But what I can pretty much guarantee, we will have an incident before the end of the race, and hopefully we don't go caution.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're still going to have to do one more lap here. You see Justin Witcher starting to head up high to get his spot on the outside here. I think Craig Roffey, does he have the ability to win with all these other cars around him? Will we have that crash on the final lap, which we always tend to do when it comes down to racing like this? Does Ruben Phelps cause that crash? Probably not. Will Aiden Schultz get unlucky yet again? Maybe. We don't know. There's so much to happen here. 8 laps to go. Lights should be out on this pace car. As you can see, coming to frame right there, Cade Donnelly, Justin Witcher have the gun seat right now. They've got 8/7 laps to hold on to this without the green white check coming to play. Troy Davison, 3 back on the inside there. He needs to get more points than that. Justin Witcher ahead of him, and Raymond Yeage behind him to keep his championship alive. Well, not alive, but keep it as strong a position as currently is in right now. This is a good result for him. He needs to not be part of any accidents that happen. But look at him. He's in the middle of this pack. Everyone around him, 3 or 4 deep from him, or forward of him, all want to win this race and will do anything they can to win this race. He needs to stay out of trouble as we come around. Out of 4, pace car drops down. Cade Donnelly gets control of this field. We come up to the restart zone, and he can go anytime from now. He's going to hold him, and he goes. He goes. Alan Gill in the background, not the best start. But Cade Donnelly gets away really well. Craig Roffey goes with him. And Justin Witcher on the outside can't go with them as yet. He's going to drop down into that little gap in front of Troy Davison. Makes it 4 to 5. 5 deep in that front row. And then he tries to get that run, but he ducks his nose back in. Cade Donnelly has this race at the moment. The lead of it is his. Justin Witcher is going to do everything he can to swing around underneath him at some stage of this race. Cade needs to stay low and hug that low line if he can. Troy Davison and Justin Witcher, 2 of the top 3 guys in the series, right side by side, almost rubbing panels there. Aiden Schultz on the outside there, sort of nowhere to go, sort of no one to go with him. He needs some cars to come up and help drag him along. Justin Witcher really wants to get down in that low line, but he can't get there. He's not able to move into the position he wants to. He's stuck out. Raymond Yeage needs to get up there and help him along. Can he do it? He's on the longest line, on the tail of the longest line now, but he gets up behind Schultz to push him and Witcher along. Alan Gill looks like he wants to get up there as well. There's a whole pack behind these guys that's going to catch up to these guys very soon as Justin Witcher holds down third, starts to get the nose in front of Troy Davison, but can't get the run enough to get down to where he wants to be with 5 to go, sorry. About to be 4 to go. If my math is correct.
Yeah, that's right. The fight's on for this one. And Cade Donnelly out in the lead at the moment. Craig Roffey chasing him. Justin Witcher's also there. Troy Davidson's there. Ruben Phelps is there. Raymond Yeage there as well. Adam and Aiden.
Aiden Schultz is into the wall.
There you go.
Alan Gill as well.
No caution. Looks like an expired engine there as well for Alan Gill. Aiden tumbling down the sheets at the moment. He's dropped down into 14th position. Cade Donnelly now takes the lead. He's holding the lead over Craig Roffey, Justin Witch, Troy Davidson. The fight's on. 130 out of 134. Now it's 131. When everything updates, we are close in to the end of this race. Four laps now. So we're ready. Yeah, we're about to about to find out who's going to win this race, who's going to steal that first place trophy. But the fight's on. Anything can happen from now on.
This is interesting because Justin Witcher now has his mate Raymond Yeage behind him. He'll be able to work. They'll be able to work together to get the front of this race. You can see he's almost got the run. He rubs doors with Cade Donnelly just to say, "Hey, I'm here. You don't come high. I've got this line. You need to stay down low." How much room is he giving him? None. Absolutely none. But he now is technically in the lead of this race. Raymond Yeager's there to help. Will he make it 4 wide? He doesn't. Craig Roffey wants to see. Cade Donnelly keeps on coming up off that line, which is going to give Roffey the run. Craig Roffey's in a box seat right here. If he can get the run, get the momentum in the run, and even get the push from Cade's teammate, somehow Troy Davison, he can get up on the inside here. We'll be 3 wide coming to this final lap. No doubt about it. Maybe even 4 wide if Raymond Yeage decides to have a say in this, or Ruben Phelps even just behind there. Adam Malone's unfortunately dropped off. I think the lead is going to come from this top 6 at the moment, maybe top 8. Wade Sheedy might be in. How is it saying Wade Sheedy might be in the chance to win this race? This is crazy. He was a lap down. He only gets got lucky dog a moment ago. Hot Toddy, who's had the no wing for 90% of this race as we go into the final lap.
Side by side here, we have Pinnacle Esports up the high line there. Justin Witcher into the wall. Boom, he's in the fence. Got him damage. Now it's on. Cade Donnelly's out the front. Craig Roffey's there. Raymond Yeager still charges on for the Pinnacle Esports guys. He's having a look around the outside of Craig Roffey. Gets it done. And boom, we're crossing the line here for round 15. Boom. Cade Donnelly takes the win. Cade Donnelly steals the W here tonight. Raymond Yeager second. Craig Roffey in third. How crazy was that? It was so tight at the end of that race.
Tell you a story. We're going to go back here. Have a look at this. That's unfortunate for Witcher, I must say. Let's just go. Let's go backwards. Let's go right here. Cade Donnelly wins by a car length, all right? Oh, I've gone too fast. Look at the gap there between 3rd and 4th. Troy Davison, championship leader, gets enough points to remain championship leader easily. Cade Donnelly wins this race. 0.1 of a second back to Raymond Yeager. 0.079 of a second back to Craig Roffey. And then 0.0028 of a second off the podium is Troy Davison. The total from 1st to 4th is 0.2 of a second. The total for the top 10 is 1.1 second back to Adam Malone, who ends up in 10th. Let us go through your results as we go back live and we check out Cade Donnelly doing some burnouts in the background. You can't really see it, but it's there. He's celebrating because that's his first win of this season as far as I'm aware. Cade Donnelly beats Raymond Yeager. Craig Roffey's 3rd. Troy Davison 4th. Toddy Maxfield in 5th. Ruben Phelps in 6th. Justin Witcher, unfortunately, with that contact, is 7th. Wade Sheedy, what a comeback in 8th. Tristan Koch, what a great drive. Up 15 places into 9th. Adam Malone in 10th. Aaron Bryan, 11th. Tim Blundell in 12th. Good race from him. Unfortunately, not Jamie Nankervis' night. Strategy-wise, 17 places up, though, into 13th. Jai Schultz, 14th. 1 lap down. Unfortunately, sorry, I'll flick that over, get rid of that. His night, strategy-wise, just didn't go to plan. I'd be interested to find out some more stuff from him. Ash Nesta, 15th. Tom Pritchard, 16th. Michael Ladder in 17th. Stevie Hoppert in 18th. That's your cars that are 1 lap down. Aiden Schultz, we saw that incident. Sorry, Shane Newens in 19th. We saw that incident with Aiden Schultz. Drops back to 20th, 3 laps down. Alan Gill in 21st. Brett Campbell, 22nd. Kim Roffey, unfortunately, 23rd. Craig Spencer, 24th. Peter Jones in 25th. Noddy Tompkins in 26th. Shannon Blackburn in 27th. Aaron Dillon in 28th. Nicholas Walsh in 29th. And Peter Gretton rounding out the top 30, 104 laps down. Wow.
Yeah, how good's
What
that?
happened then?
Not too sure, but what a crazy race that one was. We did have quite a lot of clean racing and quite a lot of action too. A bit of a mix between them both. Really gave us a really nice race here tonight at Kansas. But overall, nice result, nice finish. We did see a couple cars getting the wall towards the end of the race, but overall, an awesome one.
I just want to quickly show you, we've got a dual burnouts here. Craig Roffey obviously celebrating. Great job for him to finish on the top one here. But I just want to quickly go to Craig. He's just finishing now. Let's have a look at some of his work for the third place. Putting in the action. But definitely Craig, Cade Donnelly winning the race. What a good job. Right there. Let us now go to, where are we? There's some people that we want to chat to because we have a race, but they haven't joined the green room yet. Raymond Yeage did get second though, and I want to congratulate Raymond Yeage on a great job coming second tonight, mate. What happened in that race? There's lots of things happening from your perspective, I guess. You were up the front, then you're at the back, and then you're up the front again. Were you trying to get a bonus point early on by pushing 3 wide, 24 laps into a race?
Mate, I was just trying to have some fun. Yeah, obviously I was trying to get a bonus point, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like, I know this track, like I love this track, and I know you can run 3 wide safely as long as people stick to their lanes, which a couple of people weren't doing for a bit there, which made it a bit scary. But I mean, yeah, look, it's all about a bit of fun on a Sunday night for me, and 3 wide, there's nothing more fun than that.
That is it. It was great racing from yourself. Not unlucky once again for Justin Witcher. Greg Spencer was in the bit of the wars as well. We didn't see the normal start from Pinnacle Esports Racing, where you all go together mid to back of the pack. It was sort of seemed to be one at the front, one in the middle, and one at the back. Was that a different strategy this week?
So basically, I went a bit rogue. Pretty much I did whatever I wanted, and the other boys stuck to the strategy. We knew tyres were going to be the key. I sort of said, I'll be right if I'll see how they go by the first pit stop, and if I need to manage them from there, I will, which is exactly what I needed to do, which is why that's after that first stop, I was running like 20th, nearly a lap down, because I was just nursing the tyres until that about lap 90 or 100 or so, and so I could come down and fill up to the end and then just go all out for the end. Luckily, I got a caution, which I knew I was going to need, and I got it. So, yeah.
So that's the question I had. We saw you, Jai Schultz, Wade Sheedy all do that extra pit stop in that second caution, which obviously topped up your fuel, and then you obviously went back way off your 22 seconds off the lead. Unfortunately, Jai Schultz and Wade Sheedy both got the raw end of that strategy and went a lap down, which sort of, Wade Sheedy came back to 8th, which was a great job, but you seemed to be the lucky end of that, where you got the caution at the right time, got back to the lead, and finished second tonight. How scary is that when you make a call and it goes that badly, and you've really got to battle to make it work and hope for get the luck?
Well, so, yeah, I knew when I went out and just went crazy for the first, I don't know, 30 laps or whatever it was, I knew that I was going to need luck from there. I knew that I'd need a caution after lap, say, 90 to get back in the race. Otherwise, I was going to finish like 10th or something. That's basically what I figured out. And as I said, I was pretty confident we were going to get that caution, because the cars are a little bit loose at times. Yeah, so I had a feeling we were definitely going to get that caution, and I just wanted to have a bit of fun in that first stint, and I definitely did that. So yeah.
You definitely did. So, tyre-wise, we saw a few people pitting earlier than I expected in the green stop sort of section. Was tyres that bad that you had they had to be changed at some stage, otherwise you went off a cliff in
Yeah. So basically, the plan that Justin and Greg were running to was run the first 90 to 95 laps on the first set of tyres. At that point, you can stretch it a bit longer because I think Just went to about 101 or 102. He had plenty of fuel. He didn't have to pit till about, I think it was lap 114 or 113, but the tyres, he got a warning about his tyres, so he had to come down the lane about 101 or 102, whatever he did. So, yeah, that was the strategy for the tyres, and then you wouldn't have to manage them for that last 30, 40 laps.
Yeah.
You can just go all out.
Well, it seems like so the last bit I want to talk about, that last few laps, you saw Justin up front. He had the lead. He had the race. If that's say green to the end, he wins the race by far.
Yep.
Now, couple yellows. You're back. You see him up front. He's sort of on his own. He can't get into that low line where he wants to get by the look of it. I guess he's trying to get side draft there as much as he can. How important was it you to get up the tail of him to help him push up? To win that race if he
100%.
Well.
Yeah, that was the only plan. Once I'd sort of got back through to sort of the top 6, I think it was. I saw that Just was the only one sort of on the outside there. Everyone else was sort of running down the bottom, and I mean they seemed to be doing pretty well, but Just seemed to be able to hang on that outside and stay either in the lead or just behind. So I knew that if I could get to him, I could give him that little push to get him across the line first. So for me, that was the strategy: just get behind Justin and push him, and then obviously a little bit of contact between him and Cade. I think coming out of 2 on the last lap there, and unfortunately for Justin, that's dropped him back a fair way. But yeah, it is what it is.
Unfortunately, luckily he got 7th, so it's not too bad a haul. Could have been a lot worse. He could have been spun, and we could have had a wreck on the white flag.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
not ideal,
could have
obviously.
been worse. Yeah, it definitely could have been worse. So it's just, when you're running for the championship, I guess, like Justin is. Okay, I think Troy again's come 4th or something, so he's just Mr. Consistent, mate.
He's running the perfect season at the moment, isn't he?
Anyway, he's just going to be impossible to beat, mate. He just keeps finishing in the top 5 every week. You can't beat that.
Needs to chuck some spikes out in his pit bay.
Mate, we're talking about it, don't worry. We're thinking about giving this him some extra kilos or something in the car, I don't know.
Troy somehow got a black flag by the admins. I don't know what happened there anyway.
Yeah.
So, look, shout out to who you want to shout out to, and thank who you want to thank, mate.
Yeah, firstly, the boys at Pinnacle Esports Racing, Justin Witcher, Greg Spencer, Nigel Patton, and Matt Patton. They just make getting on and racing fun. So our sponsors, which are Electrics and the Sim Racing Edge, who do give us our setups for our open stuff that we do. I'll shout out the league sponsors while I'm here as well. My Private Seller help us out massively financially. You guys bring us an amazing product each week at Locked On Lads TV. And then, of course, we've also got United Electrical Solutions, Hot Toddy's Heating Installs, the Sim Racing Edge, Pagnian Advanced Simulation, and Witcher Electrics on board as well. So big shout out to all of those. They help us out a great deal.
They definitely do. Thank you, and congratulations, Raymond Yeage. Once again, you are starting to become a fixture in this booth yet again. So well done on that, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, I hope so, mate. Cheers. Good job again tonight, guys.
That then brings us to the 3rd place getter who jumped in the booth just after I grabbed Raymond. I wanted to move on with it, but congratulations, Craig Roffey, on getting 3rd tonight for Middle Split Racing, mate. Talk us through the race.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Sorry I'm a bit late. I was just
it's okay. We saw the doughies. You're doing great. You're doing good circle work on the main straight.
Yeah, I was a bit happy to get on the podium. Come close a few times, and yeah, finally did it.
No, look, you're allowed to do burnouts rather than come to the commentary box. That's why I thought I'd get Raymond up here, give you plenty of time. Don't stress.
No worries, cheers.
Well done, mate. Look, you took the pole position. You were there or thereabouts the whole way through. You've got a little bit of a smudge on your inside of your car there on the passenger side wall. There was a little bit of a moment between, I think, you and Ruben Phelps there, which cascaded into Hot Toddy losing his boot. But other than that, it was a pretty straightforward race for you. How did you see it?
Yeah. Apart from a couple little shoulder rubs, it was just tires. Like, my tires started to lose it. I think I did 90 odd laps of tires, and I went into the pit, and then I come out just ahead of the guys before I went 2 laps down. So I had to, put my foot into it and keep in front of them. But then I thought, oh, here we go. There's going to be a safety car, and then I'll rule my race. But everyone else pitted, and then I got on the same lap, and then there was a couple of yellows. For some reason, my crew chief underfilled because I was a lap and a half down. So I was like, here I go. Got to pit again. But the last 2 safety cars, saved me. So I could go full throttle from there, which was good.
So that last lap, we mentioned it at the end of the broadcast. You were just under 2/10 off the win. You had Troy Davison coming down your inside. You beat him home by 3/100ths of a second to get to the podium. How was that last few corners?
Very nerve-wracking. I was just watching the two guys in front battle it, and then I think it was 2 laps to go. They touched, and then I tried to sneak up the inside, and then Cade cut me off, and then it happened again on the last lap, which put Witcher into the wall, and then I just had to block Troy coming through, and got there.
So we've talked about it before. You and Kim have had a pretty good season, but up and down, I guess. You always seem to be able to get yourselves to the front. How good does it feel to get yourself on that podium? We saw you doing the doughies. You talked about it before, but honestly, how good is that feeling to finally crack through for the podium?
It's good, especially when I qualified in pole, which I did not expect that at all, because the class of the field, it's just insane. And to qualify first, and then get a podium, so over the moon this week. Yeah, it's good.
What happened to Kim? Do we have any insight? He was 25 laps down. I missed his incident. Did he?
He got caught up in an incident. And that put him 20 odd laps down.
It's a shame because you guys seem to run pretty well together. How important is that team aspect to it? We see it each week where the teams do come together fairly well. Usually you guys, am I right? Usually you put yourself at the back of the field, don't you? And then try and come through. Different this week?
No, it just depends on the track. Like last week was a massive tyre saver, and I knew people were going to go hard, so I started from the back. This week it wasn't as bad on the tyres, so I just thought I'd go for it. And usually we have Warwick Sharp on our team for points, but he did the gentleman's sim racing 8 hour today, so it was a bit knackered to come on.
That is fair enough too. But how important is it to have Kim in there and racing alongside Kim for most of the races? Like in Discord when you're chatting away and just the help on the track?
Oh, it helps so much. Well, you can look at the 2 Pinnacle guys on the last lap. They're pushing. I had no one. I didn't want to push Cade because I don't know if he trusts me or anything like that. So I just kept my distance. But teamwork definitely pays off when you got your team around you. I keep telling Kim, just take some risks. He's a bit I don't know how to say it, but he doesn't want to ruin someone's race if he tries a bit too hard and makes an accident. But that's how you do it. That's how you learn. I just keep telling him just to follow me, keep up with me, and we learn every race. Like this is our first season still, so.
I was going to talk. That's what I was going to talk about. A, get Kim to watch Days of Thunder a few more times. But B, how has it been? Like you've started the rookies. You could, I guess, I started with Scotty and Carl chatting away and talking about you guys. How you didn't quite have the knowledge of racing on an oval. Yep. You could see that. How much is 15 races into the season? How much has that changed for you guys? Because you seem to be always be up close to the front at some stage. Yeah, well, results speak for it. So I've watched pretty most of the broadcasts, during the week or whatever. And I listen to you guys talk about, if I make the wrong call or anything like that, and I just keep that in the back of my mind. At the same time, I watch the guys in front.
like the pinnacle dudes. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time, so I just learn off them and just take little notes down in my head and go from there.
Well, congratulations, mate. It's been a great season to watch you guys come through the field, and a great job to see you come third tonight. Who do you want to thank, and who do you want to shout out?
Cheers. Middle Split Racing. We don't as a team, we don't do much oval except for myself, Kim, and I've got a couple of my other brother and my dad. We do a couple of Skypoint races, but the rest of the team they're into their GT3s and all that. And with the sponsors, Flash Graphics and Rockdale Volkswagen. Good to help us out and keep us going. Without them, wouldn't be here.
Definitely.
And
check out the Facebook page, which is Middle Split Racing.
Yep, correct, yep.
Yeah, go with that. Good stuff over there. Anyone else, or are we going to wrap this one up?
Just quickly, Raymond and the guys, and the guys that put the show on. It's awesome series. I love it. And last but not least, you guys in the broadcast booth do an amazing job. Keep up the good work, and hopefully I'll see you again next week.
I'm sure we will talk to you again very soon. Congratulations again on tonight, and good luck with next week.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
And that brings us to the winner of the race, Cade Donnelly, who put in some sick doughies at the end there as well. Congratulations, Cade, on a well done race. Take us through it.
Well, thanks. I wasn't sure on strategy. I got a meatball and obviously had to pit under the green, and I knew I was right for fuel, but I wasn't sure where everyone else was on tyres. I think Craig was pretty good on tyres. I don't know. I think Justin may have had pretty good tyres too, but all panned out.
Take me through. So we talked about it. We actually focused on it a bit. That pit stop you did, you came out 2 laps down. You're just off the lead pack, and you fought hard to get back on the lead lap. Obviously, we know. 1 lap down at that stage with them still to pit again. We obviously know how important it was now, but how important did you think that moment was during the race?
Oh, yeah, I definitely knew I had to get past those guys to get back on the lead lap. Yeah, for sure. And again, I wasn't 100% sure on their tyres, but I was pretty sure mine were fresh, so I had to make do.
You could definitely see the speed you got out of the fresh tyres. It was a great job to get back on that 1 lap down position. You got, I won't say lucky, but those last couple of safety cars really brought you back into the race. Obviously brought the whole field back together. I think Witcher had a 2.5 second lead at that stage over someone else. How important was it when you got down to those last couple of yellows? What do you do at that stage in your head? Do you get aggressive, or do you just wait it out, or what's your call at that stage when you get that luck go your way?
Well, I'm not going to be pushed around if that's what you're asking at that stage of the race.
Is it get to the front and lead from the front, or is it just wait for things to happen? Like you did get to the front because you started the race, the yellow flag, the last caution. So you pushed. Is that your goal with with the second last caution when you get that luck?
Not necessarily. It's just where it fell, but knowing that I was to start off the last yellow, I just had to protect that bottom line. Like, I'm not sure on Justin's tyres. He looked like he was making a run, but then didn't seem to have the speed on the outside, which I thought he might have. But I had enough tyre to stay quick on the bottom to try and block his outside run, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you could see you're definitely trying to hold the inside. Craig Roffey tried to come down the inside. I thought it was going to be 3 wide across the line, which it almost ended up being, but you end up on your own getting across the line with more than a tenth of a second to spare. Plenty of time up your sleeve. There was a little bit early on in the race where you found yourself about half a second out from the field and you were circling on your own. At that point, do you start to worry about fuel or anything like that, or was fuel ever a concern for you? Nah,
it wasn't fuel. It was tyres, more tyres than anything. Yeah, and my tyres were good for 50 odd laps, I'd say, and maybe even up to 60 odd, but then they just fell off a cliff, and yeah, I knew I had to look after them, hoping that a yellow would come out, but in actual fact, it all worked out pitting under green, which is just, pretty rare, I guess, pretty lucky.
Yeah, definitely it is. It's not something we usually see, but look, it worked tonight, and that's all you got to worry about. Now, we mentioned at the start, sim boys everywhere. Unfortunately, Toddy got a bit of a weight reduction on the rear, but otherwise, most of them went fairly well. What's it like driving with the sim boys, especially up front with all of you together?
Good, mate. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's, we all communicate. We all know what we need to be doing. We all discuss what we need to be doing. And we all try and look out for each other, really.
So you've got Troy obviously running for the championship, but how much of a push is there for the sim boys to get the team championship at the moment?
What do you reckon?
Yeah, a fair bit.
Yeah, of course.
There you go. I just never know, like with you guys. Like sometimes it's just about racing for some people, and then sometimes that's focused on everything. But yeah, I just like to find out.
We want to keep everyone guessing, mate.
That is good to see. Look, mate, we haven't had you up in the booth for a while, so it all went your way tonight. But who do you want to thank and who do you want to shout out?
Well, obviously the Sim Boys, Hot Toddy's Heating Installations and United Electrical. Yeah, that's pretty much the crew there, yeah. Obviously ASE and you guys for doing the broadcast and stuff too, of course.
Oh, we do a little bit. We don't do too much. Don't worry about that. We've got Talladega next week, Pocono the week after, Michigan, Nashville. What are those what tracks are those are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, I don't mind Pocono. I don't mind it. I don't mind the flat corners. Yeah, and that track, like that middle triangle section, can make you a lot of time or lose you a lot of time if you don't get it right. Talladega, well, anyone's guess there. What were the other ones? Nashville
and Michigan are your next four.
Yeah, I just don't know, mate. We'll know more on the night.
Okay, cool. How much practice do you guys put in as a team before you start racing?
Only what's the allocated practice time?
Okay, that's cool. Anyway, congratulations, Kate, on finally getting back up here into the podium booth and winning a race. It's obviously must be a great feeling to finally win one. Is this your first for the season? I'm just racking my brain right now. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your first one. Well done, and I'm sure we will hear from you again soon, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Cheers, mate.
That leaves us with me and Ryan Barber. Oh, wow, I'm having a shocker now of having a brain spasm. Give us a rundown of the final thoughts on this race tonight at Kansas Speedway.
Going into this one, knowing that we had 134 laps, a bit of a longer race than, well, not longer than what we're used to, but we do have quite long races here. Always action-packed. Coming into this, I didn't know that there was a championship fight between Pinnacle, Sim Boys, Middle Split, other drivers. But yeah, pretty clean. Everyone gave each other room. They were respectful. The race hard. We did have a bit of bumping with each other, but apart from that, Troy Davison, Mr. Consistent, P4, Craig Roffey, started pole, came third. Raymond Yeage up 11 positions. He's in second. Kate Donnelly took out the lead. So, yeah, apart from that, pretty good race. We do head across to Talladega next, if I'm right. So I'm also looking forward to the super speedways, and we'll definitely see some big action there as well.
Yeah, Super Speedway next week's going to be amazing. I cannot wait because anything can happen, and we usually get 3 unknowns up on the podium, and we get to talk to some random people, which is what we want to see. We're sick of talking to Raymond Yeage, but well done to everyone tonight. There were some really good results there tonight. Really good racing, some unfortunate little incidents here, there, and everywhere, but otherwise really good racing for the 30 that turned up tonight. Hopefully we see Max Fields again next week, get everyone back in it. But Talladega, Pocono, Michigan, Nashville, that's your next 4 races. Then we have 5 to go to the end. That seems like there's 9 races to go, not 8, like I said before. Anyway, it's late in the night on a Sunday night. Thank you to everyone who turned up tonight. Thank you to My Private Seller, all those other sponsors, Witcher Electrics, the Sim Edge, Setup Shop, Hot Toddies, Pagnian Simulations, and all the rest that bring you this series. Thank you to Raymond Yeage for putting it on. And thank you, Ryan Barber, for joining me tonight. We'll be back next week to bring you all the action at Super Speedway Week, 80 laps at Talladega in V8 Supercars. It will be amazing, and I cannot wait. Talk to you all then.